Today I'm going to talk about some simple tools that I use for managing these self-watering buckets. Keep in mind that this is basically a 5-gallon bucket with a 2-gallon bucket inside as a reservoir. That could be a bucket, or it could be a 2-gallon nursery pot that you can get for about $2.50. So anyway, then there is a 1.5-inch ID ABS pipe, about 15 inches long, that goes down into this reservoir. It also has a couple of holes drilled in it at 3 inches and 6 inches for ease of filling and also aeration. First tool that I use for this is just this simple dipstick made out of a 3/8-inch dowel. And what you see on this dowel is there are two marks here that mark the 1-gallon and 2-gallon level inside this reservoir. So every other day when I come to maintain these things, I put the dipstick in there, and in this case it tells me that the solution level is right here, which means that I will top this up with a gallon or maybe somewhat more of the nutrient solution that I use for these pots. The reason this is 3 feet long is so I can stand up and use it without any difficulty. That's an ergonomic matter. Also, on the ergonomic side has to do with what I do for putting solution into these things. And currently my tool is this funnel attached to a piece of 3/4 ID hose. And this funnel force fits into this hose to a certain amount, but it keeps popping out. So what I did here, hopefully, yeah, there we can see this. See, I drilled a little hole here, a 16-inch hole, and then put in a 1-inch brad to hold that in place. So all there is to using this is put part of it into the fill tube, and then standing up you can take a 1-gallon bucket or other container and pour it into the funnel, and that saves the work of bending over. So these are an excellent way of growing tomatoes. I'm finding that I'm getting very quick and large growth on some tomatoes that are more mature than this. This one is just a month old. No, it's 2 months old. This is a Sun Gold tomato that's 2 months old. And just so you know, Sun Gold is one of the most highly prized tomatoes out there. It's a very sweet cherry tomato. And I was at Rainbow Foods in San Francisco just a few days ago, and they were selling these for $8 a pound. I was pleasantly surprised. All kinds of other organic tomatoes were selling for $7 a pound, which, as I recall, is about twice what they were last year. And keep in mind that this is the peak season, so the prices of tomatoes should actually be down. And I do wonder what the price is going to be during the off season. And some of the tomatoes I grow, not necessarily this one, but some of the cold tolerant tomatoes like the Siberian and the Moskvich and the Glacier and the Swedish and various things that I get from Reimer Seeds are cold tolerant. I have some early girl tomatoes that are said to be sensitive to frost but will grow in cool weather, and some people report getting as much as 100 pounds of tomatoes off those. So you know, if you could sell that for $8-9 a pound in the off season, that would be a pretty handy amount of money to get from one plant.